Good morning. I'm filming this video to show you how Rise.io can fix the state of their community in order to change their business's life. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, let's get started with who and what is Rise. Basically, Rise is a time tracking tool. So, you basically sign up for the service for the product, and you basically get this software where gets access to the entire activity of your computer and what you're doing on your computer and on your device, and it basically tracks the time, tells you how productive you have been, gives you AI analysis and accurate data on where your time is actually being spent. So it's for people that care about being productive. Now, Rise has seen a lot of success. They've worked with Ali Abdal, one of the biggest productivity YouTubers and people, Twitter engineers, agency founders. They were number one product of the day on Product Hunt, and they have over 350,000 professionals using their products. Now, there is something that we've noticed, which is the current state of their community. So, the first thing that we really noticed was when you go to their website, there is no mention of the community except for when you scroll down to the very bottom of the page. You need to look at community and then check their Discord. This is the first thing that I would change. I would make it a bit more clear that there is a community that people can join. But the main issue is bigger than that. So let's go back here. When you first join their Discord server, new person discovers Rise, signs up for Rise. The Discord invite, as we said, is at the bottom of the page. But then when you join the Discord server, this is the first thing that you get. This is the first thing that you look at. A set of rules that were written, which are important, but this is the first thing that gets in front of your face, posted in 2021, and a couple channels. Now, I like to call this a dead end experience. So we're landing on the rules channel, and then the channels that we can see are a general chat, a beta agencies chat, and then a feedbacks section, which is for bugs and features. There is no welcome, there is no prompts, there is no real direction on how this community looks like and what this community offers. There is no onboarding experience. So the only reason for people to be here is basically if they have a feature idea, they can post it. If there's a bug, they can file it, and they can just ask questions and normally chat. And as you will expect, if you go to the Rise Discord server right now, there is not much activity. So because there is nothing specific to do, there is no direction. Members will ghost and then they will never come back. So what we've also noticed is that when you want to join the Rust community, you basically are able to see how many total members there are and how many online members. For 7.5 members, there are only 343 that are online, which is basically a 4.6% online rate. And a healthy active community typically sees generally a higher percentage, but this is all fixable. Let's go to the main three problems that we have, which are first, as we said, no onboarding experience. So the first thing a member sees is the rules channel. There is nothing else. No first win, no direction, no intro. Member lands cold and is expected to figure it out on their own. And then when they figure it out, there is not much to do. This basically violates a very fundamental community principle, which is to get the member to their first win as fast as possible. And the Rise server does not help with that. But there are solutions that we're going to talk about a little bit later. The second problem here is that the server feels just like a support ticket system, which is not really what a community should feel like. And then the third problem is obviously, there is no sense of community because of the first and second problem. There are no rituals, no events. No prompts, there's no energy. Members don't have a reason to come back after they file the bug report if they actually do. So, another main issue that I want to talk about before we move to the solutions is X. X is a really important platform for tech companies, B2C companies, in any company that is trying to build an either AI or just tech or software. Why? Because on X, there is a really huge business community. There are people that care about becoming better. There's all the life coaches, all the business coaches, all the builders, all the people that want to learn. This is the perfect platform for a software and a tool and a company like Rise. What we were able to find on X is that in the last 30 days, there has only been 4 posts mentioning the Rise.io username, which were able to generate only 914 impressions. And to me, in 1 month, only having 9 posts and 914 impressions is a really big loss. There can be a lot of capitalization on X that could help them double and triple and quadruple their business. So basically, the Discord issues and then a dormant X presence on the perfect platform are the main problems that we were able to notice when it comes to the community that is around Rise. Now, what are the solutions? Marianne, you have been talking about all the problems. What can they do? There has to be a big shift. There has to be a real community built around the product. And the reason why I say that is because just on top of my mind, I was able to notice that Rise can build the perfect community by Trojan horsing people into their tool just by talking about the importance of productivity and how similar to how people in the fitness aspect and when they want to take care of their health, they sometimes don't track their calories properly because some foods and some ingredients and items have hidden calories. It's the same thing for productivity. It's the same thing when we're talking about how we spend our time on our laptops. And I personally have been hanging out with my friends this week, and we were talking about how sometimes we're just multitasking and spending time on our computers, but we don't know how productive we really are. And so, Trojan horsing people into the tool by giving them a space where they can talk about this and share pieces of advice with each other would change the entire game. But first, the first thing they need to do is build a real onboarding experience that starts in Discord. There can be a start here dedicated channel pinned at the top that includes a welcome message, a video from the core team, a few sentences, a little prompt that can add a little personalization where people can claim a certain role about their interests and more than that, and then routing each type of person into specific channels. The goal here is to get every new member to interact within the first 5 minutes because this tells a lot about whether this member is going to care and be interested or not. And by having a good onboarding experience, this can change the entire game for them. Fix number 2 is restructuring the server around the member and not about the product. The server right now, if you take a look at it, is, as we said, general chat, beta, agencies, it's bug reports, it's features, it's purely focused around the product. We want it to be focused about the feeling that these people are going to get after using the product, sharing their problems, being able to see how other people were able to boost their productivity, some case studies, and it will change everything. So people will have a reason to come back. They will feel heard. They will feel like this is a safe space for them to come and share their interest with other people because we all know that there is a big interest in productivity right now. So Rise can be capitalizing on that. Number 3 is adding weekly programming rituals. This definitely requires a lot of brainstorming, but recurring events, things for people to do, rituals, certain words that they can use, certain rewards that they can get if they reach a specific win. This can make people feel like they're part of a family, that they're part of a community, a cult, a movement that is helping them change and become a better version of themselves. And so when people feel like they're becoming a better version of themselves, they will have a very different type of attachment to your product. It will become emotional, it will become essential. It will not just become this tool that is helping me, I don't know, track my time. It will become a tool that is making me better. And this is what people pay for. This is what people pay for. Fix number 4, which is one of the most important, wake up on X. There's currently 9 posts made about Rise, 914 impressions in a month. And this is basically having technically close to 0 presence on the app. an app that can change the entire game for a product like Rise. I want to repeat this again and again because X is where all these people that are potential customers of Rise live. What you can do, post a minimum of 5 times a week. To me, it should be twice a day for 7 days a week, but start with at least 5 times minimum. Mix your content, productivity tips, user stories, time tracking insights from your own data, and ideally do it from team members' accounts more than just the company account. Engage with creators who already talk about deep work, time blocking, productivity. There's a million of them. And reply to conversations happening in this niche. So, again, engagement. So, your data is gold. There's a ton of content that Rise can do, and basically this is a content machine. There's so much content that this team can post, it will change their lives. And then number 5, connect X to Discord. The interest that you are able to gather on X as the Rise team, they can move them to Discord. And if people come to Discord from other places, they can also move them to X. So it will become a machine that is working for you, where you are fostering an awesome community of people that will care about you deeply, with an audience that is discovering more and more about what Rise is. So this is what the new system would look like. A new user signs up for Rise or discovers Rise, they get invited to Discord. It becomes more clear that they should join the Discord or just go on X as well. They land on warm welcome, clear next steps, what they can do, and then there's a personalized routing. This is one example of many that they can be setting up. There's an intake prompt where they pick what type of person they are, freelancer, an agency, a team member, and then they get routed to specific channels that relate to them. And then they need to post an intro and yourself in an introduce yourself channel, which is the first step into connecting with other people from the community. And this is the first win. You were able to have them engage in the first 5 minutes. And then we move to the recurring rituals, like a Monday focus ritual, sharing win and productivity wins channel, and on X as well, while tagging the platform. And more than that, and this is how you can have people become rituals, refer others, stay customer. There is a lot more than that we can talk about. There's a lot more ideas that we can be setting up. This is what we do at my company Keewy, and this is an example of how Rise can be capitalizing on that and the power of having a community to change their entire life and the entire course of their business. They're already a super successful business. Imagine where they could be with a loyal, strong community. And there are a lot of startups that are doing that. Shout out to Lovable. I'm not sponsored by them, but they capitalize on their community a lot, and it's been benefiting them. Thank you so much. If this was beneficial, please shoot me a DM, text me, and we can run a free audit for you as well and potentially work together. Peace.